Hey guys, Sam here, and in today's video, I just wanted to show you this very quick and simple but really powerful Lindy AI automation that I've built. If you're anything like me, you're struggling at the minute to keep on top of the whole barrage of content that is coming out from all your favorite YouTubers. And I needed to figure out a way to be able to summarize all the information that's coming out so I can stay on top of trends and make sure that I'm on top of what's going on in the space. But I don't want to have to sit through hours and hours of watching videos every day because, we've all got things that we need to be getting on with. So what I've built here is an AI workflow that will take a video, pull the transcript from the video, and then it will summarize the video's key points for me. The AI will then send me a summary in Slack that I can have a conversation with the AI about the video because it's already ingested the whole transcript. I can have a conversation with it. I can ask it more questions about what was talked about, the key points in the video if I wanted to go deeper. I can also ask it to create content for me based off interesting points that I like that it's mentioned that have happened in the video. So let me just show you quickly how this works. In Lindy.ai, that's what we're using to build this tool. We've got two ways that the video ID can come into the workflow so that the agent can transcribe it. We have a webhook, which I'll come on to separately because we use make.com here to watch a YouTube channel and then send over an ID every day if there is a new video. So this is one way that we can get the ID automatically. But then there are some times where I'm just on YouTube and I see a video and I want to know all the content, but I don't want to watch the 45-minute, 1-hour content. For example, Anthropic, who own and run Claude, just released this video about AI, building AI agents. And I want to know the content, but I don't want to sit through the 20-minute video, let's say. So I can take the ID of that video. And then in the second trigger here, I can just come into Lindy and I can give it the ID. Then it can start the workflow. It can transcribe the video. This is very simple. I'm using Gemini 2.0 Flash because it's more than capable of getting and transcribing the video in a super fast and cheap way. This is the cheapest reasoning model on the market right now with an absolutely huge context window. So that's why we're using this one. All that we're saying in here is we're using a prompt and we're saying the video ID provided. So it's going to be provided a video ID from either of these two triggers. Then it's going to send us a message in Slack. Now you do need to set up a channel in Slack. So I've added a channel in Slack here called YouTube Summariser. And when we set up our Lindy, we're going to use Gemini 2.0 again. Then we're going to give it the channel ID. If you need to find the channel ID, you can click on the channel details here. Then if you scroll down, the channel ID is at the bottom. So you can click on that to copy the channel ID. You can bring that back over, copy that in. And then here's the prompt for the message. So give me a comprehensive summary of the video content. Provide a link to the video. If there are specific tactics discussed, be explicit about how they work and how to implement them. Then I've added a little emoji as the bot icon. That's the emoji that I use for all my agents because I like it. So after the summary has been sent, I want to be able to have a conversation with the AI about the content, because it's giving me a summary, but there might be some interesting points in there that I want to go deeper on. So I need to be able to ask it a general question. But sometimes as well, once I've dived deeper into the content, maybe I want it to draft me a newsletter draft or a LinkedIn post draft based off of what I've just learned from the content. So we need a condition block here after a reply is received with two paths. Path number one is if the reply is a general question about the content, it's going to go down this path here. And then you can see we have another send message, send a reply back into the thread. And we're just going to let the AI decide what the reply is because it's going to know what the question is. It can determine that the reply is just a general question about the content. And then we're going to allow Gemini 2.0 Flash here again to just understand what the question is and then respond. Then if I message back into the thread again, after a reply is received, we're going to loop back around to this condition so that the condition can figure out, is this just another general question and that I can answer? Or the second condition here that you can see, the second path, is if the reply is asking to create content. So if the reply in the thread is me asking it to create some content for me, it's going to go down this path here. And we've got two steps that it's going to go down. The first one is a knowledge base. So the only two types of content that I'm going to ask the AI to create or draft for me is going to either be newsletter or a LinkedIn post. So when it comes down this path here, I've given it a knowledge base of existing LinkedIn posts and newsletters. So you can see down here in the knowledge base, there are a bunch of files. So if I open this up, you can see I've got a file here which has got 3 or 4 LinkedIn post examples. And then I've got a file here which is 3 or 4 newsletter examples that I've just loaded in to the agent. And all that I've done is I've gone over to LinkedIn, I've grabbed the posts that I like, and then I can just insert them in here, call it LinkedIn post examples. Super simple. So there is a knowledge base, and then we're giving this knowledge base a query. So search the knowledge base for newsletter and or LinkedIn post examples, depending on what content the user has asked you to create. The max results, we're just going to let AI figure that one out. So it's going to do that search and it's going to find the examples that it can use to help it then craft the message back to me. So here we've got send message. All that we need to do is leave it as AI will automatically fill this field because it knows what it needs to do. And we've just given it some context so that it can craft a LinkedIn or newsletter article in my style, in my tone. One thing to note here though, really important one, change the model at this point to Claude 3.5 Sonnet, because if you're ever trying to do content production, it's just by far the best model still. It's a little bit more pricey than Gemini 2.0 Flash, but we're only using it for this node if we do want to create content. All of the other stuff here, all of the other nodes, the default model that we've got set here is Gemini 2.0 Flash. So Gemini 2.0 Flash, Gemini 2.0 Flash, you can see that's what we're using everywhere else. But if there is content creation, I would always use 3.5 Sonnet. And then after a reply is received, I'm going to loop this background to the condition again. And then that's our little loop. I'm either asking it questions or I am asking it to create content for me. So let me demo this and show you how this works. I'm going to quickly press save here. Then I'm going to go to test. So let's retry this test. Now you can see here it's asking me, please provide a video ID. That's just the setting in here. So I've put in this message received trigger. Greeting message is, please provide a video ID. So if I go over to test now, the greeting message it's saying is, please provide a video ID. So I'm just going to grab the video ID from this Anthropic video and we can just demo this. So I'm just going to put the video ID in and then press enter, and then it's going to kick off, and then we can see if it transcribes the video. Okay, we're good to go. It's found the ID. It's pulling the transcription of the video now. And then it's going to do its thing and send me a message in a second. So we should see in Slack, if I come over to Slack now, here is the summary. So key points from the video, agent definition, prompting. Agent prompts are open-ended, providing the model with tools to use until it finds an answer. X, Y, and Z. Tool descriptions. Detailed and well-documented tool descriptions are crucial for effective agent performance. See, that's like an interesting point in the video. I want to know more about that. What do they mean there? So I'm just going to copy that. It's given a link to the video as we requested. The tactics explained here, coding agent verification, emulating the model's perspective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it a quick question. Can you provide more detail on this point? So now if we go back over to Lindy, we can see that it has not done anything. And the reason why, guys, and you'll do this yourselves, is because I've not responded in the thread. You have to respond in the thread. So let's just grab that. Let's delete this message. And then let's, in Slack here, we need to go to reply in the thread. Now we open the thread up. And then if we respond in here, we should see Lindy kick off. Constantly something that I'm forgetting to do. So you can see, yeah, it's now observing. Condition is met. The reply is a general question about the content. So it knows to just come down this path and explain in more detail. So now it says, here's more information about that specific point. It's giving me information about clarity for the model, effective prompting, and it's even giving me an example as well, which is great. So now I like this content. I find it interesting. I can say, this is interesting. Can you draft a LinkedIn post around the key points here? So if we press enter, We can come back over to Lindy and we can see it's going back to the condition to check what type of reply it is. This time it knows that we're asking it to create content. So it's now going to search the knowledge base, which is really cool. And then once it's searched the knowledge base for my LinkedIn post examples, so it can analyze the style, then it's going to come in here and send me a message. Now, I'm never just going to blanket just post this message onto LinkedIn, but it should give me a good framework to just start with to draft my own LinkedIn post. So you can see the LinkedIn post here. That's all good. So I can take that and then draft some LinkedIn post around this content. You can ask it to produce multiple pieces of content. It's up to you. So I just wanted to show you this. The main reason I'm using this right now is because I'm getting so many videos that I just want to watch and just don't have the time to. I just wanted to be able to just get a summary of the videos really quickly and just dive deeper into the points that I find interesting. And that's what this is really useful for. So hopefully this has been helpful, guys. If you have any other questions about how any of this works, feel free to let me know in the comments below and I will respond. And drop a like and subscribe on the video if you found this one useful. I'm doing more Lindy content coming soon. Really enjoying playing around with this at the minute and just creating these mini agents that are just kind of useful. I like plugging them into Slack as well because then we can have a conversation with them back and forth and get more interesting and useful information out of them. So anything that you want me to build, if there's anything that you think would be cool, let me know as well. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.